Ladies and gentlemen, you are very welcome to the End
Hello
Accord
everyone.
PvP tournament. Joining me, as you just heard, is the wonderful, the amazing, the phenomenal Samurai Kai. How are you keeping, Kai?
Hi Enda. Hi everyone. Thanks for having me, Enda.
Absolute pleasure is all
And
mine.
welcoming everyone.
Yes, indeed. And we are
It's
looking.
also happy Friday, everyone.
Thank
This is
Crunchy.
gonna be fun.
Thank.
Sorry.
Oh no. Thank Crunchy. It's Friday, Kai. We're all good. But there's some exciting matches. And the first match we have up here is going to be Dollard versus the wonderful Briar. It's going to be phenomenal.
Yes, he did amazing last time, the last Tony.
Well, Briar not only did amazing last tourney, he came
Mm-hmm.
second place, which is incredibly
He did.
impressive.
He did.
Incredibly
Second
impressive.
place.
And further from that, had an absolutely exceptional match against a couple of exceptional matches against Donut, which was very, very nice. So I'm excited to see how he's going to do. In fact, we actually have both of them in the
Yep.
world, Kai. So let's just take a quick
Oh, already?
already.
Alright then,
Let's
let's
take a
go then.
quick peek at the builds before we crack on. Looking at this here, it does seem as though, if I can get everything open and ready. There we go. Hey, I figured it out. I'm epic. Looking at this here, we have Dollard on that 60 vigor, 42 endurance, 54 strength, Shamshir. Briar, keeping his guessing here what he's going to be using. What have you seen both of these players use over the last while, Kai?
Both a strength build, right?
Both
And then
are
both a
strength.
Shamshir.
It's going to be a sham mirror to start us off. A curved sword mirror of old. Nothing
Even
Briar hasn't fought before.
armor is similar.
Well, I mean, there is a
Yep.
very difference between the stone
Mm-hmm.
lion and the cloth one. There is a difference there. There's the details. The devil's in the details, I think. But, Kai,
But
we do
yep,
have both of our contestants in Dollard versus Briar. Will you do me the honors of counting the in?
this is gonna be interesting. Shamshir mirror, right?
It's going to be very, very... If Shamshir mirror, it's not often we see it, in all fairness.
It's always interesting. It's good weapon. It's good choice.
The frame data set up those backswings for days. But Kai, we are ready to go. And on a 3. On a 2? No. 3. Yeah, there we go. 3, 2, 1. LA. As the bolt is out. The physics have been drunk. The player is
go.
rearing to go. Looking at this here, we are going to see both players greased up to the nines, going in for that running attack there from the side of Briar. Not quite able to make it, though, as we see that jumping attack there. But Dollard is going to be out there as another running attack follows through. Looking at that here, another standing R1 there, just as a little bit of keep out. We do see that attempt. No backswing here for Briar, which is kind of unusual, as we are going to see that perfect block come in. Absolutely huge. I know. I've had the experience, Kai, and I'm certainly sure you have too. Of those perfect blocks are definitely something you have to
I
work around.
know. Perfect blocking. I haven't mastered yet.
It's pretty difficult, in all fairness, considering it's the inputs are quite fiddly, especially with Elden Ring, as we do see another running
The
attack there.
timing.
Timing can be quite hard, as we do see that running attack come through now once more here from the side of Briar, but Dollard is gone out of there as another running attack into another run into a trade, which it does seem as though Briar very, very narrowly wins. Look at that, 7-13, 7-15 now into another trade, and Briar seems to be winning those trades. He has the advantage. He is coming out the better of those exchanges, as that Blessed Dew slowly but surely winds up, as we don't see the roll-in attempt there on the spin slash. Worried perhaps about him Dollard holding on to that press, waiting to try and cash in the Brontech, as we do see the tier now gone for Dollard. Dollard's best play here now is to skedaddle back under the fridge and just... Oh my god, he perfect blocked! Did you see that guy? He perfect blocked the harpoon into a backswing as Dollard tries to follow up there once more, but that jumping attack evening it out.
Cute.
The jump R2 here. There is an option for... I don't think there's any option for a tier skip here, unfortunately, on the side of either of these players, bar there's some funky ash or possibly a backstab against something with those frames is very unlikely, as we are going to see Briar slowly but surely getting into that tier range. Oh my god.
Wow.
You creature. You animal.
Wow. Nice backstab. Brian is very aggressive.
Very, very aggressive into that one.
Very.
But my god, that backstab though, Kai. What the hell?
Oh, I was unexpected.
I certainly wasn't expecting it.
Wonder you're gonna do replay. Yes, okay.
Yes, of
Yeah, I
course.
gotta watch again.
Yeah, look at that. Just nicely gets that perfect block into that. Oh no, it was the roll BS. Actually, he managed to get off of that one. Very, very nicely done. Very, very nicely done. As that is going to be 1 point for Briar. Boom. But yeah, really, really nice stuff. I'm very, very curious to see now how Dollard is going to adapt to this, considering he struggled in the early parts of those rounds. Lost an awful lot of pretty nasty trades, but...
Oh.
Look at that. GG's. Alright, Kai.
GG.
We have both of our players in. Will you do me the honors and count us in?
Oh, sure. So, 3, 2, 1.
Let's
go.
go. Physics is drunk. And look at that, the empty jump comes out there as we do see Dollard now on the Star Fist.
He changed.
He has decided to change over to the stars, which is definitely going to make Briar think twice about running in as a jump forward one comes out over the top. That is going to be a backstab grab, I believe, on the side of Briar. As the Beast Drawer manages to catch him. Tries to go for a perfect block on it again, but not to be Kai. You do see that running R1 into that R2. There we go.
Wow.
Dollard, that's what Dollard was looking for as a jump R1. But look at that staggered R1s coming out there, managing to get that Godskin swaddling proc off on that one. Goes for another running R1, taking a little bit of damage. Empty jumps into the backwards jump there from the side of Briar. Forcing him back, though, is the side of Dollard, keeping up that positional pressure there, forcing Briar to engage as another running attack comes through. As a jumping R1 comes through, not going to be backstabbed this time for Briar. Much to Dollard's delight. Oh, look at that spacing out, though, on the stars. R2. That's going to be the tier into another one into the block. Uh-oh. Screaming at him. He is mad. Just screaming at him as we go for that rolling attack that comes out there. As we see the reset into that long neutral now from the side of Dollard. Tries to go for the perfect block again, but that running attack is going to punish him. Dollard is very, very low. This is match point, Kai. It's all down to this as a running attack comes through. 650. Slowly but surely trying to get it up as Dollard is on blue feather.
We don't know
into
yet.
another trade!
Don't know yet.
It's so even. It's so close. Uh-oh. Into a trade! And that's going to be Dollard taking it.
Nice. The stuff is... It has bleed and it makes a lot of damage.
The damage on stars is absolutely bonkers here. Even without the Mega Grease, Kai, it's absolutely devastating
It's
the amount of damage you can do. It's I don't know how many Starfist R2s have you walked into? Because I know I've walked into a hell of a lot of them. It's nasty. It puts Cestus to shame. And then to look at that there, the keeping up that pressure, trying to force Briar to engage as a jump attack comes over. Ach, mwah! Chef's kisses. We are now onto a match point. Dollard 1, Briar 1 into that little bit of a mashu. How do you think this one's going to go, Kai?
I guess this is good choice for Dara. I guess. I think he's better Starfist than Sham. Oh, you want me to count again?
Yeah, no, I was just curious as to who you thought was going to win this, but yeah, the Starfists are strong.
I don't know because Briar he does a lot of free aiming as well, so he might able to adapt it. Starfist, I don't know. Let's see.
Let's find out as we do see the swap over onto TS here from the side of Briar. Ladies and gentlemen, on a 3, on a 2. And a 1. Alley. The bolt is out.
Let's go.
Physics are drunk. The Sacred Blade. Say a couple of Hail Marys on the sword there. I'm sure it'll do an extra bit of damage as we are going to see now the Screams coming out into a perfect block again, I believe, here from the side of Briar, who tries to go for again, but unfortunately just tanks it, which is not going to be good here, especially given that Sacred Blade, while strong, as we see Dollard now doing the smart thing and just playing quite passive, waiting for that Sacred Blade to kind of wear off, as we are going to see now that swap back over onto Shamshir here from the side of Briar. Dollard going for these little fist bumps here from neutral, Trying desperately to try and find an opportunity to get in, as we do see that roll-in attempt there, but Dollard not having any of it is a nice little bit of damage there. Dollard up 100, nearly 200 HP, but that is all for naught, as we are going to see Dollard forced into the corner now. Looking at the standing R1's 1200 to 1900 HP here, as we are going to see Dollard now taking an awful lot of damage, having to rethink the strategy here as the spin slash comes out from Kilo. We do see another spin slash into the tier proc, but this fight is anything but over as a jump R1 comes out over the top there just to try and catch, but he's playing a very long neutral, not playing a particularly aggressive game, trying to play off of those jump attacks, maybe get an R2 on the overextension from Briar. It's going to be a very, very difficult one, Kai. I'm not sure if Dollard's going to be able to do this. Oh, another running attack comes through there, jump R1 over the top now once more. Looking at this, we are going to see that R2 come out, but...
nice dodging the Briar.
That recovery is so crazy to me, Kai. You have no idea. I was like, how didn't he hit that? As we see now, Briar not really playing. We'll notice in that last match, we've seen an awful lot of Briar trying to overextend as jump R1 comes out, tries to set up for that R2, but unfortunately the backstab grab is going to cost Briar a little bit of HP, 1000 HP plus tier, and the difference is Dollard's now just going to chill. Briar going to be on Briar now to try and engage, as we do see that little strafe in neutral. Good rollout though comes out from Briar here, wanting to play it as Briar gets a hit in. Run R1 there, trying to play off of that aggression, goes for a little bit of a waggle in neutral, but he has to be careful. Those are Starfists he is waggling into. Could be dangerous. Another run R1 could come out there and catch him, as we do see a harpoon. There she blows, but alas, not having a whale of a time with those harpoons, sadly, is the side of Dollard. As we are going to see another harpoon come out there just to try and force a bit of a mistake. Jump R1 into a harpoon on the side of Briar. Into a trade, 40 HP, 925 HP. Are we going to see the timer run out? We are seeing Briar now try and go, as we see the scam attempts in full. And I agree, Bare Bones, he is applying the pressure really nicely here, as we do see Spoken, almost like me, as we are going to see the harpoon come out now. Is not going to matter though.
GG guys. Nice finish on Briar.
That was...
He readapted.
That was quite the set. How did you feel about it, Kai?
I think it's good fast match now. That was a really good fight. I like the both player tried different weapon, because I know this Briar was trying to use TS and then switch to Shamshe again, and I like the Dara switch to Starface for the second match.
Yes, for sure.
I think that was a good idea for him.
I didn't mind the idea that Briar had to swap the TS into the stars. TS has historically done pretty okay into stars. From what I've seen over the years, though, as funny as this is to say, I've noticed that people have done better into TS on Starfist at a high level than on Shamshir. I've noticed that people going for the sheer swap has kind of cost them an awful lot of damage, which is kind of interesting. I don't know. Very, very curious, as we're now just waiting for the last match to go. When looking at the actual rounds here, Kai, it's Liam taking a 2-0 into Conquer. Mag Casual.
Let me check.
And there we have it. Garant taking the win against Mag Casual. Kuisao going up against Engi and taking a 2-1. Bare Bones, shocking, swept in that first round, 2-0 versus Heavenly One. Briar, 2-1 obviously just there. Darcy, 2-0. And Pancake taking a 2-1 versus Kampspiel. Nice. I think for this next match, Kai, Conquer versus Kampspiel. What do you reckon? I think that might be nice. Conquer newer player, Kampspiel a newer player. Might be actually quite nice.
I'm not familiar with both player. Actually, I never fought them before. Oh wait, Conquer maybe I did once.
Conquer's been in anti-mage as well, which by the way, folks, if you're not an anti-mage, there's nearly always a Den FC going on over there. It's actually hopping. So they're a good bunch. I don't know if anyone has a link or if that's a thing y'all do, but kudos to them. They've been doing really good.
Yeah, we have FC almost every day, every night. Especially weekend, it's very busy, very active. Oh, by the way, Ender, who chose this map? you chose?
I
or
chose
player
the map.
You chose this one because it's so small and or I
Yeah.
could pick them.
Yeah, it makes for some interesting matches. We'll have to see how my
It was
PC...
interesting. It was very interesting to see it. I like the lighting. It's just the, the spacing is. It's kind of tiny, but they did really well.
2023 NOV Finals map. Fun fact. Not surprised. Atlas, it's a pretty map. It is a very pretty map. All right, let me just add the players real quick in. At camp. There we go. Password is sent to the players. Let's get this show on the road. Fight night, as I just have to message the players. Let them know. Start. GLHF.
I really like this Swiss format and
It's been going really well. It's been really, really nice. I mean, having the ability to have guaranteed 6 matches every time is like huge.
That's why I like.
Absolutely huge. And not only that, but also having like everyone with the option of, even if they wanted, they can just try different stuff all the way through it.
True.
It's really, really nice.
Because everybody get a 6 match guarantee, so they can try out the build.
Yeah, and it can be really chill. And usually the way it works is that winners will fight. I believe this is how the seeding works for the rounds. Challenge does it all automatically, so it can be a little bit confusing sometimes. But for the most part, it's very much the winners will fight the winners and the losers will fight the losers. If I'm understanding how it works correctly. Although I will have to check. I think that'll have to be borne out. I think it's done. The seeding is done via points, or it could be entirely random. So, generally, people trying to have fun will continue to have fun. As I remembered that I do need to change the player name to.
Correct. I was gonna mention. I know. It's busy. I mean, there's so many things you have to do when you host Tony. I'm still running.
It's hard. It takes a while.
You need team, I think. I can't believe you're doing this all by yourself.
Well, the funny thing is, one of the reasons I got out of Den was because I didn't want the team anymore. I just wanted to do my own thing. But either way, Kai, we do have both of our players in. Look at those builds. What have we got?
Yes. All right. Let me see.
Oh,
naga Kiba Miranin?
I think if I'm understanding correctly, Kampfspiel is going to be rocking that Kiba off axe, which he's been doing really, really nice work in.
Oh, right.
And Conquer is going to be rocking that two-handed Kiba with an awful lot of frosty tech, handy tech, dude, and all sorts of stuff. The handy tech being the toggles off from one hand to two hand to get extra recovery and all that good stuff. So this should be an interesting match. 42s, 14 bolts are on strength builds. 18 decks here on the side of Conquer, 19 on the side of Kampfspiel. I'm excited to see how this one is going to go. Alright. But anyway, Kai, as we have both of our players in, will you do me the honors of counting me in, bestie?
Sure. 3, 2, 1.
And the bolt...
Let's go.
...is out. The physics are drunk. Camp, of course, in blue. Conquer in red. But who will he come? Will he see? Will he conquer? These are early days yet, as the match is young, as we are going to see Conquer get some really good damage right off the bat into that backswing attempt there on the Kiba. We do see that waggle there to force the roll. Another try to get the swing here, as Kampfspiel is going to go for that off axe there just to try and get a hit. Jumping R1 into that low CR1 there just to try and force a bit of pressure, but alas, it is not to be, as we are going to see the Hoarfrost Stomp coming out there from the side of Camp just to try and get a little bit of pressure into that CR1 now once more. Jump R1 over the top there. Spin Slash, my beloved, comes out, but not hitting. Curious, very, very curious, as we do see the Thunderbolt of Lightning, very, very frightening me, come out here on the side of Conquer, who is going to roll out. Looking at this Kampfspiel here, going for these little jitters in neutral, trying to force a mistake as a jump R1 comes out there on the two-handed Kiba into a CR1. Now once more into the run R1 there from the side of Conquer, trying to force a mix there with a run R2 into the R2 there just to try and get those catches. Nice standing R1, but neither side necessarily able to hit each other. Very difficult in these matches here, especially with a moveset that is more or less reactable, Kai, for either of these players to get damage in without trying to mix it up. But speaking of, that is going to be the spin slash getting some really nice damage into a run R1 there. The off-axe there keeping up that pressure. Both in neutral here. We do see these little jitters once more. Oh! I can't even remember what that Ash of War is called. I don't think I've ever seen that. Do you have any idea, Kai?
I think it's a DLC weapon.
It
right?
is, yes, but I can't. Does it? Okay, Chad, you're gonna have to help here.
It's Somba. I think it's Somba upgrade. I could be wrong.
I believe you are correct because I know it's CGS. That was a curiosity there. Into the run R2.
That was unexpected.
First time that might have ever been used in bracket, Kai. So you know what?
Maybe, yeah. First I saw the Tony. I used to use it for more PvE.
Ooh, nice. That
or invasion.
Yeah, well, I mean, an awful lot of that invasion stuff has been more or less untested. Into that nice off-axe hit there, finally leveraging it. The horn CGS, it's like horn calling or something. There, thank you, Chile. Horn calling, apparently it's called. And if it's not, we'll blame Chile. Thank you. We'll have to see if that comes out again.
Horn calling storm.
So it seems.
That's the name.
Oh, nice interrupt there on the R2 into the unsheathed, but the spin slash. Oof. Thank you, Leo, as well. My thoughts exactly, Chili, as we do see the Hoarfrost stomp there just to try and get that extra little bit of a catch. Uh-oh. Good roll out there once more. Both sides very afraid to engage here. Neither have tier either. It's kind of interesting as an empty jump comes out there from the side of Kampfspiel. Going for that run R2 there into another one. Into that whiff punish. Beautiful stuff here and good call out on the empty jump. Into the unsheath it lands! Kampfspiel is doing a great job. That off-axe into the R2! Oh!
Nice finish. GG.
Really nice adaptations there towards the end of that duel from the side of Kampfspiel. He did a really, really nice job on that one. Going for that R2 just to catch in just the end of the spacing. Mwah! Chef's kiss. As that is not the match. Let me get this one up here. There we go. I did it. We got the right one. Nice.
It happened.
There we go. But yeah, really nice stuff there. Really an awful lot of positioning there to try and get the particular ashes to work. The unsheathes were really nice there from the side of Kampfspiel, I have to say. Absolutely beautiful. Beautiful, I dare say. Nearly nice. Into a CR1. Oof. Goes for that there. Goes for the off-axe there. Into the unsheathed. Catches him off guard. Standing R1 there to get the catch the off-axe. Into the R2 then to finish it out. Mwah! Really nice Kiba play. Really nice Kiba play. But Kai, once again, give us the count in, bestie.
Alright. 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
LA indeed, as the bolt is out. Swapping over onto the Shamshir now is going to be the side of Conquer, as that jump R1 is definitely going to come out into the run R2. I think that was a run R1 there from the side of Kampfspiel. Now this here forced into a corner, not a place you want to be against a positional setup as he tries to space it out, caught in the corner now once more. But the spin slash goes ham, as that is going to be Kampfspiel taking that first round. Nope. There we go, and there we go. Nice. As the jump R2 comes out there from the side of Conquer, standing R1 now from the side of Camp now once more into a little bit of a mashu. Oh me, oh my. Run R1 comes out into a backstep, perhaps trying to go for a roll. Camp is going to have to try and make that spacing here if he wants to get the damage in. Force those whiffs, leverage the low recovery into the standing R1, into that off-axe there, standing R1 there to try and get a little bit of chip damage. Could have gone for the backswing there, given the Conquer was kind of caught in menus by the looks of things. Into that off-axe, standing R1. Doesn't have the poise to apparently be able to tank the standing R1 there on the Kiba. One-handed, which is going to be quite rough here, as we do see that run R1 coming out there, backswing just to try and get the catcher running R1 now once more. Uh-oh. Conquer had a very substantial lead there at the start of this duel, but he ain't doing so good now. This is really, really nice adaptation here from the side of Camp, who is going to use that little prio machine. Call out! the spinning slash. Oh me, oh my. Caught in the corner, the little skedaddles out, as we are going to see now. Conquer stuck in, but unfortunately the pivot! Tragical gamers, as we do see now the CR1 into that off axe coming out now. Both sides are so low here. This could very easily go either way. Jump R2 to even this one out from the side of Conquer, but the spin slash is just not going to land true, unfortunately. Into a backswing, 14 HP here for the side of Kampfspiel. Conquer switching over onto. Oh, and just clipped.
Nice
1-1
finish.
again.
That was a good timing to use the Asher Wall.
For
I actually
sure.
like the Conquer's Shamshe. I think I saw before when he fought with Bijan at the live stream. He's really good at the Shamshe. So it's a good switch for him.
The one thing I will say is that those jumps were really, really nice. He was actually managing to get some really nice catches there. But on the matchup matrix, I'd say that while the one thing that the Katana definitely has in spades, especially with that off axis, it has really nice priorities and a deathly mixed game.
Right, the off hex is scary, yeah.
It forces those rolls, it sets you up for so much stuff because you have to be cautious about it. But either way, we have both of our players in. Kai, give us the count in, bestie.
Alright. 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
And so we have it. But yeah, well, what else have you seen Conquer play, Kai, over the last while? I know you haven't had the pleasure of fighting Kampfspiel, but what else have you seen them use over the last while?
Oh, what do you mean?
What setups have you seen them use? Obviously the Shamshir, you've seen them.
I only see Conquer Shamshe at the Vision stream. That's it.
Interesting.
And then I was gonna ask him if I can practice with him because I'm trying to practice my Shamshe.
Definitely.
And I believe he's from France.
Definitely.
The move?
Yeah, he's definitely doing a really good job here, especially with those really nice, very, very discreet Ashes of War. I'm not sure if any of them have missed so far, especially with the spin slash, maybe one or two just out of distance, but very, very nice stuff here from the side of Conquer. And obviously those jumps in have been absolutely lethal as well. Ooh, that's rough. That is very, very rough there. The tier is now gone. That is going to be a substantial health lead now for the side of Camp, who, by a hair's breadth, just managed to get clipped into that standing R1 there to try and get that catch as well. Not quite able to do it. The Hoarfrost Stomp now once more. Curious. It's not often you see that Ash of War used outside of that last little bit of chip. But maybe he's counting on just a little bit of poise as we do see that run R1 back onto the two-handed there. Getting that lower recovery as the off-axe come out. The backswing not going to land true as we're slowly but surely seeing Conquer even this one out by a fairly substantial margin. And the longer this fight goes, the better it is for Conquer, but he's now very, very low. We might have to see a swap over onto stairs here to try and go for a tier skip or something like that into the CR1. Run R1 there comes out. Beautiful toggle over there onto the one-handed moveset just to get the escape, as we are now going to see it. Looking at that Kampfspiel now, trying desperately to get in. We do see that tier pop into the attempt to unsheath. Not going to happen, as we do see that rollout to another runner one. Very, very good match here from the side of both of them, as that has now evened it out substantially. Both players neck and neck. Both of them two-tapped here, I think. Uh-oh. I don't know how this one is going to go. Good free aim there from the side. Oh no, Nibro!
Man. It was a really good fight. GG, guys.
Bro.
that was a really good fight.
Like,
both players that's really well. Go ahead, Endo.
I was just going to say, it's like they were both neck. That was a substantial comeback there. The tier managing to get that nice little bit of HP lead, but it was for naught. Conquer just he said no, this is mine. This is my round. What a comeback! Yeah, proc tier, no tier skip, just really solid play. Absolutely phenomenal stuff. Gee, frickin' jeez. So that is going to be Conquer moving on. Like, I don't know if you have any other thoughts about that match, but some really solid stuff.
To me, it was nice to see Nagakiba mirroring in the
Mm-hmm.
in the beginning, the first match.
Yeah,
But
really nice.
I guess Kanko is. I think he's more comfortable with Shamshir.
Definitely.
So it was good switch for him.
I'd seen Bare Bones earlier on said that his halberd is absolutely lethal as well, so that's also a curiosity. I'd be curious there. Whether or not we'll see the halberd play come out later on. But yeah, really nasty. Tried to set up for the roll, but unfortunately just got caught in a corner. Just got caught in the corner, which is not the place you want to be. Your positioning has to be on point because you do not want to get hit by those. Though you do not want to be caught in a corner against the Shamshir backswing. It is more or less a frame trap if you can get the positioning right. Ugh, nasty.
Oh, is it true? Okay, that's good to know. Plus, he got the spinning slash, so it's very scary,
Yeah.
huh?
So you have both the spinning slash to worry about, and you have the second R1. Absolutely lethal.
Oh,
Oof.
but the Nagakiba spinning slash is very scary too. I don't think he uses it, right? I don't think he has it. Kanko? Not Kanko, Kam?
I believe he does have it, but he's been using both a combination of Unsheathed, Hoarfrost Stomp, and a few other
Right,
things over
right.
the course
Yeah,
of that
yeah,
match.
right. He probably has it. Yeah, he probably has it.
It is most likely there somewhere, hiding away. But yeah, really nice stuff there from the side of both players. And looking at this, we're just waiting now on the Liam versus Darcy fight. That is the last one of round
Right.
two.
Let me check. Challenge.
Yeah, some nice stuff. If you want to call out the scores there from some of the matches that have already been done off stream, feel free, Kai.
Sure. Kurisao Bass Pancake, 2 and 1.
Yes, the favorite
Briar
Curacao.
and I have to say his name. Sorry, Jarant.
Garant, I
2
believe.
and 0. Oh, that was surprise. 2 and 0. And then Heavenly and then Mark Casual 2-1.
Nicely done.
And the Bearbone. He put 2 farm, but it is Bearbone. Kurishimera 2-0.
2-0 in the favor of Bare Bones. I had the
Right,
pleasure of
2-0.
fighting I
And
know we both had the pleasure of fighting Bare Bones last night. Getting
I know
Vortex
that
to
was fun.
death.
Angie and Dara 2 and 0.
Nice. And now we're just
Two,
waiting.
oh, you guys. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 2-0.
And Dion and the Dorsey. Okay.
Yeah, we're just waiting on Liam versus Darcy to finish up, which hopefully should be finishing up now in just a moment. Welcome in, Waz. How's it going?
Oh, it just show up, I think.
Nice. Let's see what the score is. Nice. It was Liam taking a 2-0 into Darcy.
Yep.
Just before I carry on, thank you so much, Waz, now for the raid. I do appreciate it if we could have one of the mods shout him out. Absolute pleasure
Oh,
having
thanks
you
for the
in.
name.
Absolute legend. I'm joined here with the wonderful Kai Samurai, another epic streamer. So, who's hosting, which I didn't get to say before, as I figure out which match we'd like to have on stream. Who's hosting her own Asian tourney, which I'm super excited for. Are you excited for that one, Darcy? Excited for that one, Kai? Sorry, dear. Sorry, Darcy on the mind.
It's okay. Yes, it's gonna be next Saturday.
Excellent.
Not this Saturday. Next week.
Yes.
Next Saturday, March 29. My first tourney I'm hosting.
Excellent.
It's gonna be only Asia. So, yeah, it is rare, right, to have only
Yeah, that's
Asia.
perfect. Yeah, it's nice for a change because they usually don't get many tourneys, unfortunately. They're pretty underrepresented in the scene. So we're going to have, Garant versus Heavenly One.
Who's the next?
It's going to be Garant versus Heavenly One. That's going to be the next match that is going to happen. All right, let me just ping the players and make sure that they know that they are on live. Garant. There we go. Heavenly One.
Wow, we already round 3.
Now, already round 3. It flies by.
Yeah.
There we go. All right, they have been let know. Let me just get all of the scores, everything up and running. Heaven is up. There we go. And Garant. No, that's the wrong one. Control Z. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Can I get it? I did. Hey.
Oh, I think I met Heavenly at the Anti-Mage Fight Club the other day, a couple days ago.
Yeah, it wouldn't shock me. He is everywhere.
He's okay. For me, I just know him, and I don't remember what he using. I don't know. Maybe I didn't fall. I haven't fought with him yet,
I
so I'm
have.
curious.
It's been a while since I fought Heavenly, but
Mhm.
he came up through the beginners brackets that we ran last year, if I recall correctly. He was in a good number of them, and Garant the same. I believe it's going to be Turkey, if I'm unmistaken,
Oh, he's from Turkey. Yeah.
Versus the United States. So this should be kind of an interesting one. I'll be curious to see how this one goes. I'm just waiting now for the players to start getting a world to officially start the round. Which actually,
I
we
saw.
should go on.
Sorry. Go
No,
ahead.
no, please, after you.
I just said I saw CAC on the chat, and then I was wondering, he's not joining today.
I think he has a thing called work. I know it's unusual for an Elden Ring player to be able to hold down a job, but you know what he's doing? He's doing his very best out there. I'm proud of him. Let me see. Who do we fight? Nice.
Hopefully next time.
Third. Well, at some point, hopefully. Amira meows in chat. I can't say I'm particularly surprised. In an unusual turn of events. Welcome in, Amy. Let me actually very quickly mark who's who. Good. There we go. Alright, we have both of our players on their way. And in fact, they are in World. Oh my god. Let's actually
Yes,
take
they are.
a peek at the builds. Wowie.
Let's see.
What do they have? Oh my.
Oh, faith, and the strength. Heaven has faith build,
Mm-hmm. It does seem
and
that way.
Jaran has strength build. Let me see the weapon.
Oh,
Is a milady?
it's so on the side
Oh,
of
is it?
Heavenly One is going to be using Milady here with the off seal, and then Garant is going to be rocking the
Right.
dreaded, the evil sword spear. So I'm pretty excited to see how that one's going to go with that 53 strength on the side of Garant. I'm curious to see how this one's going to pan out. As we have both of our players in. Kai. Oh. Will you?
Everything's okay?
Yeah, everything's perfect. Will you
Okay.
give me the count in?
Sure. 3, 2, 1.
And the bolt is out. Oh me, oh
Let's
my.
go.
I'm excited. How do you think this one is going to go? As we see some nice damage right off the bat with that
I'm
Milady's.
curious. Heaven's gonna use spell, maybe?
We might
The
see a little
incantation?
bit, but that
Yeah, but I know he has hand axe.
curious. We may see the toggles to get the extra bit of recovery back onto. Oh, this trade comes through. Uh-oh, that is nasty damage here, as we are going to see now. Some really nice stuff here.
Poison.
Oh, the R2s come out here from the side of Heavenly One here, as Garant is going to be trying to space them out there. Good, the R2 comes out there, not quite able to catch. And looking at this here, we are going to see that Sacred Blade into the corner. Oh me, oh my. An empty jump comes out there into another jump over the top. Comes out now from the side of Garant. As we are going to try and see these setups here for it. As the R2 comes out, but it is not going to land. Good rollout now from Heavenly One now once more. As we are now going to see both players trying to chill out in... It's actually Heavenly One who's doing an awful lot of the aggressing here, just positionally. Garant here is kind of threatening with that R2, which is going to be very, very lethal, but the latency is going to be quite rough, as that's going to be 1100 as a jump R2 comes out, getting another little bit of chip, as that R2 is actually not going to land true there. Unfortunate bestie, as we do see the empty jump coming out now as another Sacred Blade is in play. Looking at this here, we are now going to see Heavenly One go for that jumping R2 as a trade comes through. Uh-oh. Once more now, that R2 is going to land. Not getting that spacing right as the follow-up R1 is going to do substantial damage. Both sides, even Steven here, both with... Actually, Garant doesn't actually have tier, as we are going to see that empty jump coming out now once more. Good rollout now comes out again as the knives are coming out here. Is that R2 there just to try and get the catch, but unfortunately it's not to be.
Oh no!
Uh-oh.
Oh, it got connected.
I am
Oh,
going
that's
to go out
unfortunate.
on a limb, and I'm going to say that it is going to be a round in favor of Garant. Garant? Oh,
That
wait.
was so unfortunate. But it happened, you know.
Yeah, unfortunately, it does. I seem to be having some issues myself here with frame rate, so I'm not actually sure. Match to you, sir. I'm having frame drops as well, so this is kind of interesting. Ping true combo. I'm not even sure if that's a competitive net. It's the net seems to be fine. That looked to me to be more like a massive frame drop, but that is going to be a match to Garant regardless. So we're going to just have that logged there. Let me just make sure I don't have anything funky running on my PC. I may have to restart. No, we're all good. That's very curious as to why I'm having frame issues. Sorry, I eated the internet. Either way, that is going to be the round 1 in favor of Garant. And now we go into round 2. As we have both of our players now healed up and ready to go. But yeah, give us the count in again for round 2.
Sure. 3, 2, 1.
The bolt is out. Physics have been drunk. As we are going to see the knives come out here. As we do see the Sacred Blade into a trade. But unfortunately that R2 is just going to do some serious damage into a jump attack over the top from the side of Garant. As we do see that R2 not quite work out well. Good rollout now comes out now once more from the side of Heavenly One. Oh dear. As we are going to see that trades coming through. Garant now trying to set up for some more shenanigans. But alas, the R2 isn't going to ring true. Into that second R2 landing, and that is going to be a little bit of a nasty hit there on the end of that. Owie. Run R2 comes out there from the side of Heavenly One. Going to be trying to land some stuff as the Sword Lance is continuing to do its wicked work. But the LGS here does have some options, especially with that off-axe coming in here as an empty jump out now once more. The R2 managing to get the interrupt in the hyper armor. Jumping R2 for the win as another Sacred Blade comes out, just to try and get those hits in. Oh me oh my. This is a tough match here, especially for Heaven, who's going to have to struggle to try and not only deal with the hyper armor. Just standing R1 there. That is going to be the Frost proc coming up. Good rollout now, once more here from the side of Heaven, who's going to have to be playing it very, very carefully. As we are going to see now that pot come out there. The volcano pot. Into the spin slash, managing to get as the low recovery there on the side of the LGS R2 is going to pay out in spades. Jump R1 and look at that. Owie.
Ah, the sword dance, they make so much damage. Very nice.
It's
GG.
going to be Garant taking it in a 2-0 sweep. Unfork bestie. 2-0 in the favor of Garant. 2-0 into me. Yeah, it's pretty rough. It's going to be pretty rough. There we go. And that is going to be that match done. GG's. That was weird though. I was having frame drops. I tell you what, folks. We're going to go on a quick break to see if I can fix that issue. But before I do, Kai, do you have any thoughts on the tournament we've had so far?
So far everything goes smooth, right? And Heavenly just said he has 107 MS against to the opponent.
Yes, which is going to be rough.
Yeah, that's rough, huh? 100. Oh, East Coast, boss Turkey. Yeah, that's a little bit high, but it happened.
Indeed, but either way, I'll talk to you all in just a moment. And we'll chat to you in a moment. All right, take care. Live. Hello, welcome in everyone. Sorry about that delay. We're still having computer issues, it seems, rather than an Elden Ring issue. We'll continue on with the pools as they have been going, but we will take a break and break the stream for the finals. That is the current plan. But Kai, it's been quite the tournament so far, and looking at this now, we have both of our players in on some...
Both are strength bill.
Both on strength. Double axes here on the side of Mag versus... Barebones is going to be rocking the PSGS with the off lance.
That's going to be scary.
I've been on the receiving end of it so many times. Dear God. I'm curious to see how the players are going to go. Again, my apologies that we're going to be having some frame drops during these next few matches, but we will sort it out shortly. Kai, will you do me the honors of counting me in?
Of course. Alright, we're back to dueling square, huh?
We are indeed.
3, 2, 1, let's go.
Bolt is out, physics are drunk, as we are going to have both of our players now going for that long neutral. Looking at this here, it is going to be that really nice movement here on the side of Mag Casual, but the jumping R1 here from the very honest double shunter here from the side of Barebones is going to be taking a little bit of damage, and unfortunately I need to fix... where is it? There we go, let me fix that real quick for everyone. There we go. We have some damage on the board. There we go, we fixed it. Excellent. As Barebones is going to be trying to get that vortex, but the off-axe there is doing some really nasty work. And looking at this here, we do see the rollouts now once more, as we're going to see Barebones take a little bit of damage, move in for that vortex. He is going to be able to get it, but Mag just about able to escape it there by the looks of things, as we do see that running R1 coming out now. Looking at this, we see some aggression feigned there from the side of Mag Casual. Empty jump now comes out, tries to go for that nice press, but the off-axe here keeping Barebones at bay. Owie. Looking at this here, we are going to see, looking at that there, the off-axe, but the strafe! Beautiful stuff here as that jump R2 is going to cost Mag Casual a fair amount of damage there. Looking at this empty jump over the top, not falling for it here is the side of Mag Casual, who's just out of range. Jumping R1 though, managing to hit into the L1s. Looking at here, the off-axe there, trying to get that nice little bit of counter pressure. The nice tasty bit of damage off the top there, as we are going to see the rolls coming out now from the side of Barebones, who is going to be able to get that nice hit, electing to reset. Oh me, oh my. And this... Looking at this here now once more.
Crossfight.
Owie! As we do see that off-axe there, keeping Mag in the fight to jump R1 over the top there, but we do see that red feather out into the off-axe. Owie. Nasty. You hate to see it. GG's to both.
GG, the hand axe really did good job. But the
nasty.
Barebone PSGS is very scary too.
If you get caught by his vortex, it is going to be pain and suffering for the foreseeable. Oof. Look at that beautiful spacing there from the side of Mag Casual. Exactly what you're supposed to do in those circumstances. Bait out the jumping attacks and then move in and do the damage that you need to do. Mwah! Chef's kiss. Beautiful stuff. And a GG's to both for that first round. That is going to be Mag on the
Well
scorecard.
played.
Mag on the scorecard 1-0. GG's. Alright. As we now have both of our players in once more, Kai, give us the count in at your leisure.
Sure. 3, 2, 1. Oh wait, do I need to say 0? Sorry.
No, there's no need to say 0. It's fine. As we are going to see now the standing R1 coming out now. Looking at this here, we do see the off-axe going burr into a standing R1. The L1, into a nice little bit of a follow-up there, trying to get the call in. There we go. Into another standing R1. Look at that point-blank jump there from the side of Mag Casual, managing to get away with it. Oh me, oh my. Mag has a substantial life lead here. Into another standing R1. Barebones is taking a lot of damage from this, but Mag is in. The death touches, we do see that counter pressure there. the threat of it making Barebones reconsider his advance. Uh-oh. Into a runner one! Into the handy tech, and that is going to be all she wrote. GG's. Now,
GG.
unfortunately, I have a little bit of admin to do, as I have been asked to check DMs. Magnificent. Let's just take a peek here. All right. That is going to be Mad Casual taking the W.
Well played.
Change it.
Let me check the challenge quickly.
Okay, I have been pinged. Who has pinged me? My computer is... Yeah, no problem. Ping. Oh my god, my computer is actually lagging into oblivion right now. Oh god. Oh.
The Discord stream too. So I'm watching iPad now. So I have a little bit delay. Just to let you know, I have probably like a 3-5 second delay.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, I've checked it. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out how to change the score. Garrett, it's 2-0 in the favor of Liam. I've already checked it. 2-0 my favorite. Grand.
Let me check the round 4 result. Oh, Liam and Jaren 0-2.
In the favor of Liam, there was a misscore there. I have now fixed it. Hopefully
Matt Casual. Oh yeah, we just saw it. Matt Casual and Bearbone 2-0.
These.
Kyusao, Briar 2-0. Foolish Meta and Dara 2-1. Concord and Darcy 2-0.
Nice.
Pancake Heavenly 2-1. And the NG and Comfort 0-2.
No.
Looks like there's good fights going on around 4.
Yeah, there's a good couple of 1-2s and stuff like that, and some people doing really, really well with sweeping quite nicely. I don't think Liam has dropped a stock so far in the tournament, which we'll have to check in on at some point. But looking at it here, who would you like to see casted in this next round? I'm thinking Foolish Meta versus Engi.
Yes. Oh, wait, hold on. I think so, right? Because we didn't...
Yeah, we haven't seen them yet.
We haven't cast yet. I think that would be great.
Awesome.
That's good choice. Good choice,
Enda. So I reckon, folks, just as a heads up, once we've finished the pools, we'll be taking a break while I restart my PC. And hopefully that should take care of any of the issues that we've been having. So everything should run smoothly for the final 4-person bracket. And it is going to be Foolish Meta versus Engi Flame. Oh my lord, I am really struggling right now. Fight my PC. It's going to be... Foolish Engi. You and up. Oh, it's Foolish versus Foolish. Okay, show match. Let me ping the players here now once more, Kai, and then we'll be good to go.
Alright, let me open the Discord.
Yeah, once I'll definitely be sure to restart for the finals, so everything will be sorted.
Definitely, we are on time anyway.
Yeah, we're in great. What is it now? Like an hour so far into the tourney?
Yeah.
XD, and we've had a bunch of matches on.
Very
Very
smooth.
good.
It's nice to see our replay.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, the replay, we will now move over here. Dear Lord. Okay, I'll have to figure this, what's causing these issues out. I should have restarted my PC before, because everything is now tanking pretty badly. Okay, well, we've only 2 more matches of the pools to go, so we'll be good to go.
Right, we need to choose the player.
Players have been...
And maybe let's gonna be Engi.
How do I spell? I keep forgetting how to spell his name. Dear God. Oh my God.
Oh, Engi. Oh.
Where is it? E-I-N-G-I-Y. G-Y-I.
It's not very common name, huh?
I have never
really
heard it before.
See it. Yeah.
E-I-N. There we go. I think I have it.
All right, let me see.
GYI. Yeah, there we go. All right. Phew. We got it. We did it.
Let me check the iPad. It still say in my screen still say foolish. So let me. Oh yes, it's just a update.
Okay.
So Engi is blue, foolish is red.
That is.
I haven't seen player yet.
And they're just skedaddled in.
They just got here.
Magnificent. And there we go. Look at the builds. Can you actually watch the Discord stream at all, or is it completely unwatchable?
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Let me see. Maybe it's better now.
Oh no, never mind. It's completely not.
Oh no, no, it's okay. I have iPad here. No all right. Problem. Oh, so Ingi. Yeah, I fought with him yesterday. He was into the faith build, and he is faith 50. And the foolish is intelligence 49.
Int versus faith, the long-standing, the battle of the funny builds. It's nice to see.
Whip and dagger.
And it's nice to see as well. There's some shenanigans that foolish can do here with the Moonlight Greatsword. It's actually pretty funny, very very funny. So I'm going to be curious to see what he's going to be able to do with this. So. It's going to be a good match, I have a feeling, Kai.
That'll be interesting. Yeah, interesting weapon choice.
Whipdag versus GS Claw. It looks that way. But either way. Kai, give us the count in.
Sure. 3.
Oh, before they do, they have the fist bump.
Oh, right.
They're fist bumping. They're saying good luck.
So cool.
It's so cute.
Is that because they're friends?
I believe so.
Nice. Very nice to see it. 3, 2, 1.
And the bolt is out. Physics have been drunk. And the players, and we see the buffs coming on here from the side of both of them with that Sacred Blade on the off axe. Nice little bit of damage there, and R2 comes out there from the side of Foolish to try and get that hit into that standing R1 just to try and get that catch, but he's going to have to play it very, very careful as we are going to see that off Beast Claw, but unfortunately Engi is not falling for it. We're just going to see him roll, and we see, that is nasty into that nice little bit of damage there. Tries to get that punish there on the space out, but Foolish is taking a lot of damage. 900 health in the difference as a run R2 comes out there to try and get that catch, as we do see. Unfortunately, that projectile is going to be rolled, as we are going to see now that run R2 to try and leverage that phantom range into that rolling R1. Tries to go for that hit there, but unfortunately it's not to be, as that off axe is just going to go ham, taking an awful lot of damage there, as we are going to see Foolish reset into a neutral. Switching over to the G-Cat, saying a bit of a Hail Mary for an Ent build, as we are going to see that follow-up R1 manage to get the hit into that Frost proc, into the grab shenanigans, but unfortunately Engi is nowhere near it, as we are going to see that attempt to try and get that punish, as the off-axe just goes ham. GG's in the favour of Engi, who takes that first stop.
The whip is scary.
The whip is scary, especially given that he usually plays it with a bit of status, but this time he seems to be playing it with that just more or less leveraging that damage of the off-axe.
He's usually more arcane build, right? The Inji.
I think this is the first time I've seen him on anything other than arcane, so it's a learning curve for both of us.
That's why I was surprised last night. He said he's gonna go. He's gonna use a faith build.
Which is curious.
And he was, whip is by him, huh? It's by his build. And but he also was using Shamshen last night.
Interesting.
So you never know. Maybe he might. Oh, also the Corso. You know, the PSS. Yes. So let's see.
Interesting. Well, we'll see. Although if it's not broken, don't break it.
And wondering if Foolish meta is gonna keep GCAT. Or he's going to change the build.
Looks as though he's swapping over onto the CS Turtle, which is kind of an interesting choice. But either way, give us the count in at your leisure.
Sure. 3, 2, 1.
The bolt is out, as we are going to see now. Engi apparently listening into the casters, swapping over onto the Shamshir, not electing to go for that whip off axe. As we as we do see the perfumes come out now on the side of Engi, as the R2 spam here from neutral comes out here from the side of Foolish Meta, keeping up that long neutral, trying to keep out here on the side. Versus Sham. It is interesting. I will say that's that particular curve sword. Oh god, the name has escaped me as this Moonveil swap comes out to get some really good damage. With some nice pressure there from the side of Engi, proving to be absolutely terrifying. As we see the swap over to the... Huh? What? Hefty pots? Wings of Estelle, thank you. It's been so long since I've seen it. Wings of Estelle. The R2s on that can do some really serious keep out. As we see another Hefty pot come out. Uh-oh. Trying to punish the roll-ins here, as we do see Foolish Meta swap over onto the HDS for some nice swaps in there. We run R2s coming out now as we see the empty jumps coming through. As we see the swap over onto the Rakshasas to try and leverage that damage, but unfortunately he is taking an awful lot of damage. He might be getting a little bit ahead of himself here going for that Rakshasa swap. Possibly trying to go for a tier skip, as we do see the jump outs, but unfortunately Foolish, despite his namesake, is no fool. So we might see Engi actually throwing here. Oh, nice, as we are going to see those standing R1s into a running R1. That is going to be Engi taking it in a 2-0 sweep. GG's.
GG.
Alright, there we go. Let's take a peek at that one again. So we can just really admire the micro skips happening on my side. I will just do some admin here in the background while we see how the match goes. Ooh, if it will let me. It's trying real hard.
Yeah, I'm checking the instant replay.
Yeah.
Really so many things going on.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. Right, let's see it to say Briar got the score wrong. Briar should be 2-0 in the favor of. There we go. Okay, 2-0. Nicely done. All right, taking a quick look at the challenge then for the round as it has happened so far.
Right, let me check as well.
Engi versus.
So round 5, still 2 fight hasn't done yet.
That is only one fight, in fact.
Oh wait, one fight.
No, they're all done actually. Just as you say it, you've jinxed us.
Yeah, now it's all done.
You've cursed us. And looking at it here, it does look as though it's going to be Liam versus Kampfspiel, Foolish Meta versus Heavenly One, Dollard versus Barebones, Mad Casual versus Darcy Scout, Kiwasao versus Conquer, Garant versus Engi, and Pancake versus Briar. Now we have seen pretty much everyone play so far, and if I just have a quick look, and hopefully my computer doesn't burst into tears, let's just take a look at the standings to kind of get a gauge as to who's primed to be in the finals. It is going to be Liam in first, Mad Casual in second, Kiwasao in third, Conqueror in fourth so far, with Kampfspiel, Garant.
Can you say again?
So in the standings so far, it does look as though it's going to be Liam versus Mad Casual. It's Liam, Mad Casual, Kiwasao, and Conqueror are likely to move on into the next round. And I do see that the issue. Oh god, I wish my PC wasn't crying right now.
Oh, I see. Sorry, I just clicked the standing. I was watching matches, but now I'm watching the standing.
Yeah.
I forgot about it. Hold on. I'm still new to challenge.
No,
so let me check in case other people is also missing. You're right. Liam is the first. He only lose once. And then Mad Casual is the second. Same. He lose only once. And Conquer come third. And Conf is fifth.
Oh my lord. So I think for this last round, we're going to go...
Round 6?
Round 6, the last round of the pools.
Who are you thinking?
I'm not sure, actually. I think because we've seen everyone.
We haven't seen Dorsey. No, we haven't seen Dorsey and Kiwasao. And then Liam, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, I also haven't seen Pancake. I don't know. I don't know if my memory is right.
No, we didn't see Pancake either. We've missed a lot of people so far in this tourney. Do you want to go Darcy versus Mag?
I think that might be the right choice. A
Excellent.
good choice. Yeah, let. I want to see Dossi. Let's do it. Because most likely Leon is gonna be final, right?
Yeah, it looks highly likely.
And then Makajo. Oh, okay. Oh, but we are missing Pancake, huh?
Yeah, unfortunately, by the looks
So,
of things, but we'll figure it out.
oh, so is gonna make it to the probably third place.
There is a non-zero chance.
A good chance.
See, Ash, Mag, PW. Okay. Cool beans. Alright, so let me get all of that shenanigans set up, and then... So after this... Yeah, go on.
Unless you wanna cast 2. Do you wanna stream 2 fight?
I
Since
think
around
given I'm going to
six,
have to
that's too much.
restart everything, I think we're going to have to just...
Alright.
We're just going to have to get this round over with, and then hopefully things will run a hell of a lot smoother after this.
Sounds great. It's really not too bad, my I'm watching your stream. It's really not too bad.
For me, the biggest issue I'm having is everything is my PC is running like it's going through molasses.
Alright.
I'm worried
So
it might catch fire.
We need to. That's very scary. Let's do it. Let's restore your PC. Alright, let's do round 6, right?
So, round
Dossi
6.
versus Makajo.
I'm excited to see how this one is going to go, because both Mag has done some very interesting things, as we've seen in one of the matches not so long ago. And now we're just waiting on Darcy to get in World, and we can take a nice... Imagine having OBS issues. I know! Would never happen to me. No, do you know what the problem is, Jack? Do you want to know what the really funny one is? I just didn't restart my PC today. I left it running all night. I just completely forgot. So, I sometimes just need to do restart stuff.
That would do it.
Yeah, that most certainly did do it. Jeez Louise. Alright, we're just waiting on Darcy Scout, of course. Darcy has been around for quite a while, coming up through the beginners brackets. I think one of the last videos I uploaded before the DLC came out, Darcy was using a setup that ended up being like borderline broken. Afterwards, the off-ax was very, very funny. It's like, oh, I've not really seen many people play around with off-ax. That's so quaint and cute and cool. And then all of a sudden, everyone's using off-ax.
You know what's coming. You know?
She knew it. She could feel it in her bones.
Yeah, she knew the train. We're still waiting for her, I believe.
Yeah, just waiting for her.
Yeah, take your time.
But it's all good. It's been a good tourney so far, apart from the technical issues. But again,
yeah.
What has been your favorite match we've casted so far together, Kai?
That's so difficult question. But maybe, you always remember the first one,
It was a good match, and it was very close as well.
I also was interested to see Nagakiba in the mirroring. I know they switched the weapon, but that was interesting to me because I'm terrible against Nagakiba. So I thought the player did really well.
But either way, we do have both of our contestants here. We have Mag rocking at 63 strength on the double off-ax main bird, 35 end, 63 strength. And Darcy,
strength.
Of course, who says...
Of course.
Of course it's going to be on Gugs. And deciding to fill every slot available.
She's expert for that. I was excited to see it, so...
Should be a grand old time. Alright, folks. Let's get this show on the road. Both of our players are in. Darcy's on the mind. Kai! Will you give me the count in? Will you give me the count in?
Yeah. Alright, coming. Sorry, I have 5-second delay on the
you're
Twitch
fine.
stream,
You're fine.
Alright. 3, 2, 1.
There we go.
Let's go.
And there we have it. We are going to see both of our players going for their graces. And did you see that running attack coming out there? Oh, into a nice trade there for the side of Darcy. Empty jumps there, but that off-ax coming in clutch here. But unfortunately, The off Danes does not have the prio, as we are going to see Mag taking an awful lot of damage here. Darcy trying to go for that nice little bit of a roll catch, but unfortunately Mag right back in, ready to get that damage, as we are going to see the Gatsu sword manage to just hit that little bit of a hit into the guard counter. Mag is taking an awful lot of damage here. Uh-oh. Has to be careful, as we do see now. That jump over the top there, managing to get that nice little bit of damage into that attempted roll catch. What a scrap of a match, both sides trading damage, but it does seem as though Darcy's getting the better side of it, but she is very dangerously close. Dangerously close to a tier skip here. As we are going to see the off-axe here trying to even it out. As, my god, Mag managing to bring it back. What? How? I have to see that again. I actually looked away for 2 seconds.
We need instant replay.
We actually
GG,
need
well
their instant
played.
replay here.
We
What?
do. Both players so aggressive and it was a really fast fight.
It was a scrap. All of those trades, especially early on. Darcy, of course, fishing for those trades, but unfortunately went in for a wrong interaction, tried to mash into it, but the off-axe said, no, ma'am. You are not permitted to press any of your buttons. Look at this. Goes in for that, gets hit, caught with the off-axe again. Keep in mind, Mag is still on blue feather here. This would have been over a swing earlier had he managed to switch over to red. That was brutal. My god. Jeez.
Wow.
I thought there was a red...
one offhand axe.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was full sure that there was going to be, like... How do I even describe it? That there was the red feather in play there that ended so quick. But no, apparently not. Just a poor read on the side of Darcy, and Mag electing to do the smart thing and just mash his forehead against the L1 button. And it paid off in spades. But Kai, give me the count in at your leisure, bestie.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
Let's rock and roll. As we have both of our players now going in. Some really nice movement. Jitters in neutral here, but unfortunately Mag elects to go for the hit. Managing to go for it into that off-axe, but unfortunately the calling out on the halberd as the Giant Hunts come out. Good rollouts there as the off-axe mash is going to go unpunished. And to answer your question, Liam, sportsmanship is generally assumed. Don't be an ass. And the same goes for everyone else. I'm not going to ban them, but just try not to be awful to each other. It's generally frowned upon. As we are going to see that running attack coming through there once more. Look at this, the off-Danes. A bit of a swing and a miss. As we are going to see now. Let's see R1 into another one. As we are going to see now both players jittering around in neutral. Good rollout comes out. Another rollout comes out. Looking at this here, we do see a jump over the top there, managing to get it into another trade. Darcy going for another press there, trying to call out the off-axe. She's very, very low here, as Mag has both tier and a substantial life advantage here, as we do see Mag attempting to try and self-proc there to get the tier. Darcy's going to play pretty passive here, just to try and force a mistake, as that is going to be the off-axe, elected to go for the other press. Alas, 'twas not to be. GG's.
GG.
Alright. And that, after we take a quick look at this, is going to be the end of the pools segment of the stream. We are unfortunately going to have to restart. So we will be live again in just a moment. But Kai.
Is it for Bob? Yeah. Yeah, I'm checking the challenge.
Hells yeah.
Go ahead.
Just as a... how did you feel that last match went? What happened there? What was the idea?
I think Makajo make look too easy. If that was me, he just used the harbor and the off-axe really well, right?
Yeah, he did. There was some nice free aims there.
I think he just make look too easy because I know Darcy. She's really, really good player.
Yeah, and especially against the Gugs as a general rule shuts down the halberd so hard as well.
Yeah,
The
yeah, that's
hyper
a hyper
armor.
armor. Yeah, and the action roll, and she does web dash really really well.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice to see. But Kai, we will chat you on the next stream. We'll be back in about 2 minutes as I have to restart. So
Yes, please.
everyone,
This 2-5 hasn't done yet. All right, let
excellent.
me refresh. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, there's still two
Kisa,
fights
oh,
ongoing.
Ponko. Yep, yep.
But either way, we will chat you on in a minute, folks, and we'll give the rundown of the pools, and then we'll run right on. So, chat you all in just a moment. I think Bare Bones is live, so we'll send you all there, I reckon, if he's still on. And then we'll crack on with the rest of the tournament. So, chat you on in about 5 minutes. And
That
we'll
sounds
see you then.
great.
Chat you in a bit. Mwah.